Ahead of Liverpool's Premier League clash with Manchester United at Anfield on Saturday, we examine Jurgen Klopp and Jose Mourinho's head-to-head record. The two men have faced each other on 7 previous occasions stretching back to their time in charge of Borussia Dortmund and Real Madrid. Monday's much-anticipated encounter on Merseyside will be the 3rd time the duo have met in their current guises as managers of Liverpool and United. So, who holds the upper hand between the German and the Portuguese? The first time Klopp and Mourinho went head-to-head was in a Champions League group stage clash 4 years ago, while in charge of Borussia Dortmund and Real Madrid respectively. The former took the spoils on this occasion after his side edged a thrilling encounter at the Wembley Stadium thanks to strikes either side of half-time from forward Robert Lewandowski and left-back Marcel Schmelzer, sandwiched in between Cristiano Ronaldo's customary Real goal. After the game, Klopp gave an insight into his tactics against Mourinho's sides when saying, "They had more of the ball, but that was not a bad thing for us." The two managers did not have long to wait before coming up against each other again as Madrid entertained Dortmund in their next Champions League Group D contest at the Santiago Bernabeu. However, the special one was still left waiting for his first win over Klopp after a 2-2 draw in the Spanish capital, with Real grateful to Mesut Ozil's last-minute free-kick rescuing them a point. Nonetheless, Mourinho was given notice of what to expect in any future meetings with Klopp-managed teams after a pulsating first half from the Bundesliga champions had seen them deservedly lead 2-1 at the break. And while both went on to qualify from the group, it was Klopp who earned the bragging rights after his team topped the section ahead of Real. Five months later, and the two super coaches were once again plotting each other's downfall, with a place in that season's Champions League final at Wembley Stadium at stake for the victor. Back in front of Dortmund's yellow wall, though, the Portuguese's team were annihilated after a 4-goal blitz from Lewandowski, and this despite the ties still being level with 40 minutes to go. Mourinho was quick to make his feelings clear after the full-time whistle, saying, "My team is so naive that Lewandowski scores 4 goals and we don't foul him once." In the build-up to the return clash at the Santiago Bernabeu, a game that would ultimately decide Mourinho and Real's season, tensions were understandably high between the two men. "I have said a little bit about Dortmund and that's enough," said Mourinho ahead of the match. Since the day of the draw, Klopp talks every day. The Dortmund boss was unperturbed, though, responding, "Mourinho says I speak too much. That's what one of my teachers used to tell me." "I don't care, I don't think about this." And when asked whether this was mind games, Klopp added, "I'm not intelligent enough to understand what it should be." "But it's no problem, now I'll shut up, and everything is okay." Despite Mourinho recording his first victory over the all-smiling German at his 4th attempt, courtesy of late goals from Karim Benzema and Sergio Ramos, it was a bittersweet moment as Klopp's men still edged Real 4-3 on aggregate to progress to the final against Bayern Munich. And by the end of that campaign, Madrid and Mourinho had also parted company. Klopp made it 3 wins from 5 encounters with Mourinho after getting the better of the then Chelsea manager to register his first league victory as Liverpool boss 2 years ago. At the time, the champions were struggling near the foot of the table, having lost 5 of their opening 10 league fixtures, and Klopp increased the pressure on his rival by inflicting the Blues' 6th defeat of the campaign. And yet it had all started so well for Mourinho, whose side took an early lead through Ramirez, only to then collapse following Philippe Coutinho's brilliant strike in first-half injury time. Further goals followed after the break from the Brazil playmaker and Christian Benteke, with Klopp even finding time to sympathize with his beaten opponent after the game. "Things like this happen," he said. "I had a similar situation at Dortmund last year. The good thing was no one in the club was in doubt of my situation. I feel for him, of course, but it's work." Klopp and Mourinho's first meeting as Liverpool and Manchester United managers ended in a dour goalless draw at Anfield last October. Klopp's side had the chance to move level on points with Manchester City at the top of the table with a win, but they were frustrated as United produced a classic Mourinho performance in a game of few chances. United had just 35% of the possession, their lowest since Opta started taking records in 2003/4, but Liverpool rarely looked like scoring. "I've got mixed emotions," said Klopp afterwards. "I'm not happy with the game. It was a hectic game. There was pressure here, pressure there. I don't think we played as well as we could have. That's our fault, nobody else's," Mourinho said. "It is not the result we wanted, but it is a positive result." "It is a result that stops a direct opponent getting 3 points at home, so not a bad result." A late Manchester United equalizer from Zlatan Ibrahimovic denied Liverpool victory in the last meeting between the two sides in January. Klopp's side took the lead in the first half when James Milner converted from the spot after Paul Pogba's handball, but Ibrahimovic headed in off the bar with 6 minutes to play. Mourinho felt United were unfortunate not to take all 3 points. "We were the team that attacked and Liverpool were the team that defended. Let's see if the critics are fair," he said. "I enjoyed it, but I will obviously be disappointed we didn't get the 3 points. Klopp, meanwhile, had a dig at United's tactics. "It is so intense," he said. "They play long balls, it was a wild game. There was a lot of action in the last few minutes. We were here to win the game, which is why we are not 100% satisfied."